about a local organization working to feed the community. We have Courtney Johnson, an Evansville City Council member and Executive Director of Young and Established. Courtney, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So tell me about what is Young and Established and how has it been helping out recently with food insecurity?
So Young and Established is a nonprofit that I started 13 years ago. And we started off mentoring, tutoring, and opened up a community center in 2020. And we have several community events that we do, but we're known for basically our mentoring and tutoring, but it has shifted a little bit over the years. But 2020 is when we really just focused really on food insecurity, COVID, scary times, and me personally, I knew a lot of our families wasn't gonna have basically access to food. And I was going door to door, picking up food from the schools and just doing a lot of things. And then I believe Feed Evansville was created around that time. So I was also volunteering and helping them weekly with what they were doing in those beginning stages. But yeah, we do a lot of other things now, but the short version is we're a nonprofit, local nonprofit that does a lot of community work.
Well, you know, you started in 2020, you said, as far as feeding more people, but it's continued. Why do you think it is that didn't go back to where it was, where maybe people didn't have as much food insecurity? I mean, what's happening with the trend?
So the need has always been there, and even since we've started, it's been there. COVID, it was a lot more, obviously, with the times and what was going on. But to be honest, we really just took on this role back in November 2023. There's a neighborhood Walmart that is literally right behind our community center. And we work with the families in the community. So there were a lot of employees that worked there and staff that I knew that basically were telling me that food was being thrown away. None of the food banks were picking it up. So I went there several times to talk to the manager, and I was told no a bunch of times. He would basically rather just throw it away. And then finally, about, I say the 8th time, he said, "I'm tired of seeing you," his exact words, "take this food." And I took that food. If I give you food. No, and I was like, great, I will. So with a smile on my face, took the food and literally took everything over to WNIN, made a Facebook post, 30 minutes, 400 people showed up, food was gone. Wow. We have been doing it every Wednesday since, and this is November 2023. So now we have Targets, we have Walmarts, we have Schnucks, Family Dollar, Dollar General, and then a lot of local restaurants and people that just donate, and we make sure the food goes directly to those that are in need. No requirements, no IDs, none of that. And people, come. And it has gotten bigger and bigger, new faces. And of course, in the past 2 months, even before SNAP, we've seen an increase of about 40%. And this is new faces too, as well. So we don't like to keep records of anything, but we do take down their name, household number, and then also just their zip code. So we know what zip code we're serving, but then also we plan to, and their phone number as well, to create an app that will shoot basically a message out instead of Facebook, even though it comes in handy. Social media brings a lot of folks, but we just want to do something a little bit different, and I think an app would be great where you receive a message, right there, real time, as far as a food giveaway or what we have planned next.
So I noticed, or I think you mentioned you have weekly Wednesdays.
Every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday, but then you also, I know you just had a chili, and that was on Sunday. So it's even more than just the Wednesday giveaway or food giveaways.
It is. We do community meals, but then we also serve several of our schools, shelters. So a lot of this food that we're getting, we have programs. We have a backpack program that's serving over 100+ students where, and I'm sure you probably heard of it, where they're able to take a backpack home, but the weekends is not enough. We're literally serving every day because these kids need it, not just on the weekends, not just, at school, a lot of these kids are eating, but you got to think at home, and definitely with the times that we're having now, these kids are not getting food. So we can't wait until the weekend to give a backpack full of, a variety of food. But we're serving and doing a lot of things every day. And then also picking up. I don't think people realize we're not a food bank. So the reason why it's on a Wednesday is because that's the last pickup for us. That's when we pick up the most meat. But then also that's when our volunteers know to show up. That's when I can, volunteer my time, but this is all volunteer based, and we've been doing this for a very long time. We don't get paid to do any of this. This is us as an organization stepping up. So currently I'm picking up every day now. So I pretty much start my morning off with picking up a lot of food and making sure that gets sorted in our warehouse or at our community center.
That's what I was going to ask, is then what happens to it after you've picked up the food at Walmart or wherever? What do you do with it after that?
So we take it directly to our walk-ins. We purchase walk-ins, we purchase the box truck. So we've gone a lot into our budget that's supposed to go to other things to make sure this food goes directly to those families. So we take it right where it's supposed to go, whether it's a walk-in cooler, deep freezers. We literally have everything that we need to store this food. And as I mentioned, a warehouse. We purchased a warehouse last year, actually, to have more storage because we're receiving so much, and we have farmers that are donating as well. So we have people literally coming together to make sure our families have what we need, even before the SNAP benefits and everything else that's taken place. We've jumped into this role,
right.
and been doing it for a very long time.
And everybody seems to be embracing it. So that's, what about food deserts are often mentioned as an obstacle to food security. Do we have many in Evansville? Or?
Several. We have several food deserts, and I'm glad you brought that up. One of the projects that we have currently that we've been working on for almost 2 years now it's called Granddaddy's Garden Spot. So this is a food desert, and it's close to Glenwood, if you're familiar with the area on Riverside. And this piece of land was purchased by my grandfather, and he always had a garden on it. So not only to honor him, but to help our community, this is a green space, not only where we will have our young people and our community members come and garden, but it's a place for us to gather, to cook, to give away food, to do all of these things on this space. And we've had so much help from our community, from the union to Mattingly Charities. We've had a lot of people donate and spend time, also BFIT, to help us get that piece of property up and running. So this year is a little too late to try to plan anything, but for the most part, we got everything complete. So next year, we're going to be excited to actually use that space for what it's intended to be used for.
It can actually be a learning opportunity.
Oh, it's all of that.
Yeah.
Learning, and not just our young people, but we have a partnership with SWRCA. So our young people are able to work with our seniors.
And interact with them. That's
kind of
awesome.
how my grandfather did with us. So it's kind of unique, and it's just full circle.
Wow. So tell me about how people can learn or can help or learn more about Young and Established.
So you can check our website out, youngannestablished.com, but then also we post everything. I think it's important to just look at our social media to see the work that we're doing, but then also to see the impact that we're having, because some people may assume it's just one Wednesday and it's just a small giveaway. But just a few weeks ago, once the SNAP benefits, kind of took place, we're seeing over 1,000 people. Our parking lot, not just our parking lot, but the whole block is filled. We had about 400 cars, so we had the police department is always on standby, just to help us, make sure traffic is going in the right direction, because that many cars in one area, it can get, pretty crazy if we don't, have some people there helping us out. But I think checking our social media out, Young and Established, whether it's on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, we use them all. But donations, of course.
Hopefully soon you'll have the app. So.
Hopefully. We're still working on that, but yes.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.